hot take. The fear of regret is worse than regret itself. The fear of regret is more worse than regret itself. Let me explain. The reason why I say that is because the thing that you fear the most is you're more prone to attracting that thing. You know what I mean? So like we see in the Bible in Job, in the book of Job, I forgot the verse, but it said the thing that Job fears the most came to pass, meaning it happened. So the thing that Job feared the most, with his family dying and stuff like that, it came to pass. So we see right there how fear is actually like, fear is a magnet. You know what I mean? So that's my point when it comes to like me believing that the fear of regret is worse than regret itself. Because when you fear regret, that affects the way you think, that affects the way you talk, that affects the way you do things, that affects your lifestyle, that affects the way you process information, that affects the way you start to carry yourself on a daily basis. Then that starts to negatively impact the decisions that you choose to make. So it's almost like when you feel regret, every decision that you make you make that decision from this standpoint of, is this the right decision? So it's like every decision that you make becomes an indecision. You know what I mean? So with the fear of regret, every decision that you make becomes an indecision, or like you move from that standpoint, like trying to be perfect almost. You know what I mean? So let me gather my thoughts. So alluding to that, when it comes to the fear of regret being worse than regret itself, when you fear regret, it prevents you from, I'll say, like, you're more prone to being anxious when you fear regret, because you know how fear is a spirit. Fear is not from God. I heard an acronym from fear called false evidence appearing real. Yeah, false evidence appearing real. And we know what spirits do. What spirits want to do, spirits want to they want to latch, like a parasite. Spirits want to latch onto a host, and the host is a person, an earthly vessel inside his body. All right. So, and what the devil does, he comes to steal, kill, and destroy, along with his minions, which is unclean spirits, demonic spirits. Whole nother topic, but yeah, once that fear spirit, God forbid, wants to latch on to the specific person, it influences the way they think. That demonic spirit influences the way they carry themselves, the way they process information, how they do things, how they see things, their perspectives, their thoughts, their patterns, their habits, their lifestyle, the character. So all in all, when it comes to that spirit of fear, the fear of regret being worse than regret itself, is that demonic spirit of fear is going to start to influence and negatively impact the way you start to live on a daily basis. All right. So all in all, instead of you fearing regret, focus on daily. Focus on daily. Give us a day our daily bread. So yeah, y'all, just focus on that daily, making progress every day, because then you're less likely to be prone to the fear of regret and the fear of you making the wrong decisions. Because if you fear making the wrong decisions, you know how it goes. Think about it like playing football. If you fear getting hit, if you fear getting hurt playing football or sports, what do you think is going to happen? It's the same principle when it comes to everything else in life, especially the fear of regret. All right, so just make that progress, because for God is not giving us a spirit of fear, but a power, of love, and a sound mind. And a power and love and the sound mind that He gives us it helps us to carry ourselves daily. It helps us move forward, progress, and not regret or like fear the decisions of us making the wrong decisions. You know what I mean? So all in all, just don't feel regret, y'all. All right?